All right, what's going on, guys? It's Luke here. We had one partial win today, and then we had two break evens before that. So, not the greatest day of price action. Very bad delivery, in my opinion. I don't usually complain about price action. Here's the executions. Oh, one sec. Here's the executions on the long. I have to post, or the short. I have to post the executions for the break even. I'll get to that sometime later. I'm just logged out of my account right now, but Alpha Futures 20% off, guys. So if you guys still want, it's till the end of the month. So I think there's like 2 more days on it or one more day, whatever. So if you guys want that, code LukeX will get you the 20% off. And yeah, let's get right into this. So coming into the day, I honestly was leaning more bearish, but I was willing to trade either way. We had dumped overnight, so I figured we were probably due for a retracement. But if we wanted to continue bearish, then I was going to be looking for our continued sell side draws. But if we wanted to reverse, then I was willing to look towards this 1 hour gap, which had true day open. I figured we probably wouldn't get to London, at least not in AM. But we also had these like 15-minute highs right here, which I was eyeing. So market opens up. Let me find market open. Market opens up, and we initially get this wick up. So we get a wick down. I was waiting for displacement down. If we were to displace down, I was willing to short, but we get this huge candle to the upside. And at this point, we keep rejecting off this 15-minute gap right here. So I'm thinking, okay, we're either got to trade through this gap and go higher, or we're going to reject it and continue lower. So the first trade that I took was let me see. It was right here, I believe, at 942. So we had this 1 minute gap we kept holding, and again, I was leaning more bearish. So as soon as we got this closed through, I don't remember how this 3 minute. No, let me see. No, it was on the 1 minute. Yeah. So as soon as we got this close right here, I was like, okay, we just got this inversion. Like, we're clearly gonna run these lows. So I got in here with a tight stop just above the 1 minute candle. Again, after the inversion, I went break even really quick at these lows right here. What were these lows? Or no, not these lows. I went break even at, because these were later. I went break even here, and then I wanted to target all the way down to potentially like the CE point of this wick. So what I was looking for was like here. Let me just mark this out. What I was targeting with a green line. I was looking to get somewhere towards here. That's what my TP was going to be, or potentially lower towards those daily lows. So I went break even. Like I said, I went break even after we took these lows, these two relative equal lows out, and I was like, okay, maybe we'll get the flush lower, and obviously we got stopped out break even on that. But again, I was looking for the CE of that wick, or potentially down towards there. It's kind of like a hopeful trade, but honestly thought it was going to hit, and I believe we did have an SMT off the highs. Yeah. So yeah, that was trade number one, break even. Yeah, and then we ended up putting in this low. So from there, we just kept continuing to kind of chop. We started to chop to the upside. I really didn't see any entries I wanted that looked good to me. But then as we started to displace higher, we had these 15-minute highs that I was eyeing, again, which were resting right below that 1 hour gap, which we had true day open in there as well. So this was the trade that I took, and this was obviously, I got kind of lucky with this break even. Price, here, let me put this back. Where was it? Right here. This was just a pure continuation, like discretion. Like, price tapped into this 2 minute gap. I kind of took one like this the other day. Price tapped into this 2 minute gap. We got this 1 minute displacement candle right here. I literally just took the entry right here, had my stop. I think it was a 25-point stop right here, and I was targeting into 1 hour CE or true day open. So this was my break even point right here. So as soon as we edged this high, we actually edged it. We never took it out. I went break even right there because I just figured we're either going to edge this or we're going to go, like, there's no point. I'm just going to go break even. So I went break even right here, and luckily I did because I would have gotten stopped out. But basically the idea was we were continuing off a 2 minute gap. We had a 1 minute displacement close. We had a draw higher here where I could go break even. And I guess I could have gone break even here as well at these highs, but it doesn't really matter. I wasn't paying attention to that. As soon as we edged this high, I just went break even, and I was looking to personally target the 1 hour gap above or true day open just to get a better risk reward, because this is like not even 1-to-1. So that was the second break even trade, which I don't think that was a bad trade. It was a bit riskier. We were like really high up in the range, but I did figure the draw was obvious at that point, and that's just what I've been testing, those kind of trades like that recently. So from there, this was the third and final trade. Basically from here, I wanted to keep looking for longs towards true day open, but what happened was price tapped into this 1 hour gap and starts rejecting, and we had obviously a bearish SMT. I'm going to run through this really quick. We had a bearish SMT. ES never took out these 15-minute highs up here, and as you can see, NQ obviously took them out, so we had a higher time frame kind of bearish SMT. We're rejecting off a 1 hour gap, and what I was looking at as a condition was this 3-minute gap. So we have this 3-minute gap resting in here. So I was like, if we continue off this 3-minute gap, we're probably going to go higher, but if we can run through it, then I'm going to look for, you know, shorts. So we got this strong 3-minute bearish close right here. We didn't get to, the CISD here, but what we got was a 3-minute inversion. But now here's what gets better here. We didn't, we closed through all of these 1-minute gaps. So I kind of overlapped this 1-minute gap with that 1-minute gap up there with the 3-minute gap. And as soon as we kind of inversed all of those gaps with strong momentum, we had a nice like V shape right there. And as you can see at the same time, ES also gave a really strong bearish close on the 3-minute. So I was like, okay, we're probably going to flush down lower. And what I liked was that we had a 5-minute unfilled gap below, and we had like relative equal lows leading into it. So again, we tap out of a 1 hour gap. We have a bearish SMT off the highs. We got a strong bearish 3-minute close. We got this 1-minute inversion, which closed through all these overlapping gaps. We got a 3-minute inversion. So I was like, okay, we have LR kind of resting right here where we could go break even. And what I did here, I seen that we had these candle bodies, and I know more often, not more often than not, but a lot of the times price will edge the gap and like do something stupid. So I was expecting that. Again, keep in mind this entry was at 1050, so I'm just trying to get a win. I de-risked on this trade, but I'm trying to get a win and get out. So as soon as we cross these lows right here, pretty much in 1 minute, I go break even right there. I'm hoping for the flush. So I take out my partials after we tap these candle bodies. I think the first partial I got out a bit earlier. It was around 940 if you check the executions. Then partial number 2, I got out right when we tapped this candle body right here, because I'm like, it's not really worth it for me to kind of wait for these extra few points. Like, it's just not. I just have a feeling it's going to edge. Like, just from experience, it happens a lot. It'll edge, and even then, I don't want to see it come back. I just want to take my profits there. So I took majority off there, and I left a runner, and I wanted to see if price could continue to flush down to like down here or something like that. I was like kind of holding. I think I had my TP at 853, just seeing if we could flush through that 5-minute gap. And we did get through that 5-minute gap. Then potentially we could seek and just leave that runner, and we get a little bit of extra money on that. But as you can see, the runner got stopped out break even, and then from there price retapped back into that 1 hour, tapped CE, the 1 hour, sold off, and we're just chopping. So it's kind of ridiculous at this point. But for the winning trade, I'll go over it again. Basically, price taps off of this 1 hour bearish for value gap. We have an SMT off of these highs right here. NQ takes them out. ES never takes them out. Therefore, we could potentially see price go lower. We get this strong 3-minute bearish close right here. And ES also gives a 3-minute bearish close. We get a 3-minute inversion. We get a 1-minute inversion that closes through these overlapping gaps right here. Clear break even point, partial TP or majority TP right there, and then rest gets stopped out break even. So not a bad trade. This was about 1.2R for that, but it is what it is. Not a bad trade. Can't complain. But that's it for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I have videos tomorrow and Sunday coming out. So that's it for me. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.